Hey everybody, welcome to beginning of 9 months into this thing, man. Um, 36 weeks. Oh man, time has really been flying, and a lot of great things have been happening. Ups, downs, left and rights, and I want to share with you something this week that I'm going to reference a movie real quick. I don't know if any of you have seen this, right? The Bucket List with Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. I'm not going to give away the gist of the movie, but as the name says, they start living their bucket list. And these are two older gentlemen, and they meet and they get some news, and they go about starting to do what they've always wanted to do. And um, the reason I wanted to talk about this was a couple weeks ago. Me and my son Isaac, he said we had planned to go downtown. Yes, in the middle of the pandemic, blah 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 blah. But he had written down a few things and that he wanted to do. So we get in the car, we head downtown. Isaac has to bring his backpack. He's got this list and he's got a marker. And as we go through doing stuff like he wanted to touch the base of the CN Tower, pulls out this white sheet of paper, crosses it off. Going for a long walk downtown, crosses it off. Eating McDonald's outside, crosses it off. All this stuff. And when he's done, he puts it back in his bag and it's like, okay, I just want to walk around and do some fun stuff, do some other things. But, we get in the car, drive home, get in the house. Isaac proceeds to go upstairs. And probably about 30 seconds after he gets upstairs, I hear a boom. And I was surprised. So I get up, I call up to him and said, Isaac, what was that? He says, Dad, I kicked the bucket. Kicked the bucket? I said, yeah, I did everything on my list that I wanted to do today on my bucket list, so I'm going to kick the bucket now. And he kicked the bucket. It had me rolling, man. It still makes me laugh a lot today, but it really tells me, it doesn't matter like how old you are. It's like start living your bucket list now. Do the things you want to do. Our hands are kind of tied with the pandemic and COVID, but there's things we can actually go and do and let people know what we want to go do, because I think sometimes we hide behind, oh, what are people going to think? I've talked about that quite a few times throughout this journey. And, Isaac said, shoot, Dad, let's just go do this. And I think I have actually started to use him as an example, not from that instance, but other instances in the past. And, he's really been an inspiration to me, as my older son has been too. Following your dreams, doing what brings you joy. And despite the ups and downs of life, there's still, we can still find time to do those things, that we want to do. And even reflect back on the things that we maybe have forgotten about that we've actually been given the opportunity to. I just hope I don't make the choice to wait till I'm the age of Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman in this movie, The Bucket List, to start fulfilling those things. I know I haven't. There's been a lot of things that I've done thus far in my life that I've been able to cross it off my bucket list. And I've been really trying to add to that bucket list. There's some things that have to be put off, but, spending one-on-one, I've got 3 boys, but spending one-on-one time with them is an awesome opportunity, because we can all learn from each other. Building relationships has been a big one for me. I've gotten really close with my uncle, other family members, made great friends on and off the golf course, finding my path was a huge part of my bucket list. And now I feel that I'm on the path that I'm on, the path that I want to be on. It's a hell of an experience. So if you're watching this, I push you. I urge you to start writing those things down on paper that for one reason or another you haven't taken the opportunity to even try to do. I have one friend as well that had a goal to visit every continent. And there were some sacrifices she had to make. But she's been to every continent. And I think sometimes we do have to make those sacrifices. But in my opinion, if we want to live out our dream, per se, and finish those bucket lists or mark things off of our bucket list, the sacrifices are worth it. So I hope I never forget that experience with Isaac a couple weeks ago. And I really hope that I have many more of those to come. I'm sure I will. Not just with him, but with, my other children and other people that I'm close with. So, and I think it gets to that theme of, those goals in life that we want to achieve. Put your goals down on your bucket list. One of my bucket lists is to open my own company and start my own coaching business. I'm on the path to fulfilling that goal. So I can cross that one off my bucket list. And, I think if we're having issues with doing so, don't be afraid to ask people for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because you never know who will be there, and you'll never find out if you don't ask. So, I urge you once again, start living that bucket list. Write those things down, and do your damnedest to fulfill it. Do your damnedest to cross those things off. Whether doesn't matter what it is. You owe it to yourself to find some fulfillment in your life, pandemic or not. So, I'm going to stop there. I hope you start living your bucket list. Because only you know what you want to do, where you want to go, maybe what you want to see. So I urge you, go do it. You're worth it. You deserve to. Don't be afraid to ask for help. So if you like this video or any others, feel free to subscribe, comment, share. But at the end of the day, thank you for helping me on the path to crossing off some of the items on my bucket list. Much respect to all of you. We'll see you next week in week 37.